Today on The Young and the Restless, Cameron distorts Sharon's view of things, Devon and Abby look to the future, and Connor wants Adam and Chelsea back together. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At Society, Devon and Abby discuss what color he'll wear to the wedding. She won't let him wear turquoise, but admits he'd look good in it. Phyllis walks up and wonders if they're celebrating Billy not being all up in his face anymore. She finds it interesting that Lily doesn't want to work with Devon. He asks, "What's it to you?" Talk turns to Winters getting Omegasphere in the divorce and wonders if they're thinking about poaching it experts from Chancellor. Devon won't talk business with her and tells her it's not her business. She grabs her takeout and goes. At the club, Connor tells Adam he's been thinking of texting Billy to get pizza this weekend. He reveals that he talked to him today about his relationship with his mom blowing up. Adam asks if he told him why they ended things. Connor frowns, "You don't know." Adam learns that Billy blamed himself and said he was too focused on work. Adam exhales, "That makes sense." He understands what Billy's dealing with. Connor's not mad at him. He's frustrated because he thinks Billy lied to protect him. He has a feeling something bad happened that no one wants him to know about. Connor says with OCD, he notices things most people don't. He noticed things weren't right with him and Sally, and now she's moved out. "Did you and Sally break up too?" Adam replies, "Technically, yes." Connor remarks on the two couples breaking up at the same time. Connor muses, "It's like something happened with you and Mom. That messed things up." Adam assures the kid it has nothing to do with him. Connor asks, "If it's not my fault, whose is it then?" At Abbott Chancellor, Chelsea shows up in the doorway of Billy's office. He asks what she's doing there. Chelsea is trying to stay busy and made cookies. She also wanted to thank him for talking to Connor. Billy says it wasn't a big deal, and she didn't have to bring him anything. Chelsea says Connor told her he took the blame for them breaking up. "You didn't have to do that." Billy cares about the kid. He thanks her again for the cookies and waits. Chelsea tells him it breaks her heart to see him hurting. "I am never going to be able to forgive myself for ruining what we had." She hopes they can get it back. Taylor Swift post drives 405+ visitors to voter information site at Sharon's place. Nick tells Maria and Faith that their mother's at Crimson Lights. Esther will keep an eye on her and said she didn't seem like herself. He'll bring her home and then they can all have a talk. Faith wants to go with him, but Maria talks her out of it. Nick assures his daughter she'll be oak. Nick leaves and Faith starts cleaning up. Maria pitches in. Faith can tell that she and Nick are more worried than they're letting on. Maria assures her it's oak to be scared. She's scared all the time, she's just good at hiding it. They talk about Sharon having been through a lot of stress and trauma in her life. Maria's worried it may have caught up with her. This is their chance to give her the love and support she's shown them back. They hug. At Crimson Lights, Daniel tells Sharon it's not a good time. "I don't have another fight in me, that's all." Sharon doesn't want to fight with him. He asks what it's about. She says, "This is about you and me." She knows she's been acting erratically. Daniel's sure the accident stirred up emotions for her. She has every right to blame him for Cassie for the rest of their lives. Sharon says no. She's been acting out of instinct and hasn't been fair to him or his family. She needs to focus on her own emotions and behavior. Daniel wishes he could help her. Sharon says she has to handle this on her own. Cameron appears and says, "That's right, baby. And you know exactly what needs to be done." Daniel tells Sharon he's relieved to hear that. He understands her reaction to the accident, and now that he's a parent he knows what she lost that night. Sharon's tried to make peace with it. Daniel asks, "But how could you ever?" He talks about his guilt, and Cameron warns Sharon not to let his pity party stop her from doing what needs to be done. Sharon tells Daniel she wishes she could help with his guilt. He says she needs to take care of herself. He knows she's in pain. Cameron fumes that he doesn't know what pain is. Does he? But we're gonna show him. Sharon tells Daniel she'll always be angry at the world for what happened. Daniel knows this falls on him. Sharon assures him Lucy has nothing to do with it and shouldn't have the fallout. Daniel says they're working hard to impress upon her that what she did was wrong. Kids that age can be hit hard with rejection. It's to the point where Heather has suggested they leave Genoa City. Sharon leans forward. Maybe you should do that. Daniel frowns. Why would you say that? Cameron tells Sharon to stop fighting it. You're clearly trying to get him to move away so that you don't have to do what you know you have to do. Daniel supposes it would be easier for her not to have to run into him. Sharon insists she has to find another way to deal with her pain over Cassie, no matter where he is. She's sure Heather will be great at helping Lucy deal with things, but if she keeps running into Faith, objectively, it might be better if they moved away. Daniel asks, isn't Faith going back to college soon? Sharon snaps, that's not the point, Daniel. He narrows his eyes, no it's not, is it? He gathers this is about the two of them. He can see how much she hates him. You're just never going to get past this, are you? Daniel guesses it's killing Sharon to have to sit there and talk to him. Nick appears and Sharon tells him she was just apologizing to Daniel. She assures him it's not true that she can't stand the sight of him. There are a lot of reminders of Cassie. Daniel nods, like Lucy. Sharon tells Daniel she doesn't hate him. She has no room in her heart for anything like that. She just needed him to know she really is sorry. Daniel says, I am too. Sharon tells him that whether they decide to stay or go, she won't be going off on him or his family ever again. At Abbott Chancellor, Billy tells Chelsea that something has been broken, and they both know it can't be fixed. Chelsea wishes there was something she could say or do. She's so sorry for hurting him. Billy knows, and he accepts her apology. He's mad at himself that he can't forgive her. If it had happened with somebody else. Just then, Phyllis walks in and says, hey. She quickly realizes it's a bad time. Billy tells her they were just finishing. Chelsea grimaces. Bye, Billy. After she walks out, Phyllis tells Billy whatever she walked in on is none of her business. She's brought food and information, just another thing I come to the table with, to Abbott Chancellor. As they eat, Billy asks Phyllis about her intel. Phyllis tells him that Winters is looking to poach some of their talent. Billy reminds her he hasn't hired her yet. She needles about the morale around the place and urges him to lock down the IT people into a non-compete clause and make sure they're happy. Billy thanks her for the information. Eating Chelsea's cookies, Phyllis tells Billy that as his business partner, he can bounce anything off of her about Chelsea. You can tell me, I'm all ears. At Society, Abby complains to Devin that Phyllis is always listening and lurking. Devin decides they should go elsewhere and leads her out by the hand. At the club, Adam tells Connor he still wants Sally in his life. They found their way back together before. Connor thinks she's been good for him. Chelsea appears behind Connor as he says that what he had with his mom was better. It was something more. In the park, Devin and Abby cuddle and look up at the stars as they contemplate whether their destiny is written up there. They kiss and canoodle. Devin tells her, maybe I'll take you up there one day. Abby says that would take them to heaven. He takes her there every day. They kiss. Devin tells Abby the wedding is really important to him, committing himself to her before their family, God, and most importantly their son. With that love, there's nothing they can't do. At Crimson Lights, Daniel gets a text and tells Sharon and Nick that it's Heather wanting to have a conversation with Lucy about what's next for their family. He stands and tells Sharon he admires her strength. If he loves his kid half as much as she loves hers, he's doing something right. Once alone, Sharon tells Nick she's been on an emotional roller coaster. Nick's glad to see she's in a better place with Daniel. She asks if everything is okay. Nick tells her Faith's having a rough time and he'll take her to the house. Sharon doesn't want to leave her car there. Nick says, okay. Then I'll see you at home. Nick leaves and Esther looks concerned. Cameron tells Sharon, nicely done. She says, he's worried about me. They all are. Cameron tells her they won't let them get in the way of doing what they need to do. At Sharon's place, Faith tells Mariah about their mom taking care of her when she was sick. Mariah tells her you don't get a break from being a mom. Faith worries about her mental health and beats herself up for getting involved with Lucy. Mariah tells her their mom was struggling before that. Nick comes in and tells them Sharon will be there soon. He reports that he downed her with Daniel. It wasn't ideal. Chelsea joins Adam and Connor and tells her son that she knows he's not happy about her and Billy taking a break. Connor says his dad and Sally are on a break too. He's noticed.